Rain is one of the best players to hold Cave on Ancient. I will be breaking down how he does so, going through his set plays, utility, and much more. But before I do that, here's a quick word from today's sponsor. I want to thank today's sponsor, which is SkinsMonkey. They are one of the best and easy to use CS2 trading sites. You can instantly switch out your skins you don't want by selecting them, and then pick out the new skins you do want that are so much nicer. You could also buy skins much cheaper with a 35% total deposit bonus using code NART, and don't forget the freebies section where you can get free skins. Make sure to use the link in the description and code NART for all the extra bonuses. What is your priority as the Cave player? First off, if you have utility, you want to throw any type of nades over that wall, whether that be a Molotov or HE nade. And then you can see here that Rain did that, and then he's going to follow up with a Molotov and smoke combo here to slow down the T's progression towards lane as well as to take the Cave control. In pro play, it's very rare that you see the T's rush up into Cave early on to take control. There's a number of reasons behind that, such as the nade and Molotov damage being thrown towards lane, damaging and slowing down the T's. CTs have good timing still to get into Cave, making it hard for the T's to challenge, and then the type of CT aggression from mid to go to heaven peeking down lane. This is much different conditions versus in pugs and premier matchmaking, which for sure the T's will challenge Cave much more faster and frequently. So just be prepared when you push up into Cave like this at the start of the round in your pugs and premier matchmaking that there might be T's contesting right away. The utility being thrown is definitely going to slow down and stop the T's Cave control. When you do have Cave smoked off, it does allow you to go ahead and spam the left or right walls. The thing to note about being the Cave player is your positioning. If you're pushed up inside Cheetah, it's going to make it very hard for you to help out against the BXQ. That's why you'll see Rain give up Cheetah control once his utility starts to fade or he doesn't have any more utility to use to slow down that progression. It's very hard to contest this Cheetah control here once you don't have any more utility, because all the T's have to do is Molotov with one Molotov towards this right side here where Rain is. And then all they have to do is clear their left corner. So that's why you'll see once the utility starts to fade or he's out of it, he's going to back up into the second part of Cave, which is over here towards the doorway. He doesn't have any more utility here, but if he did have a Molotov or smoke, he could jiggle peek. Once he makes contact, he could throw that off the right wall here. One thing to counter the T's in higher play is that if you know that they're Molotoving that doorway, that right side to take Cave control, you could counter and hold utility and slow down the T's progression in that way. I know this is not Rain, but this was the only recent clip that I could find of how strong this door Molotov is for Cave thrown from the T's off that wall. And you can see the spread of the Molotov will cover and clear anybody up close as well as inside the doorway. What were to happen if you were playing inside that corner where the T's would Molotov? Well, there's only two things that you could do. You could either swing here and peek them, or you could fall back, which we see Rain do. And now he's in the second half of Cave, and he's going to use that smoke to delay the T's. Once you give up Cheetah control, your next step should be thinking about what type of setup or what type of position you want to go into next. And here we see Brokey is actually going to regress into Cave. Let's go over what I talked about so far with this clip. So Rain throws a HE nade at the start, and then he's going to push up, throws a Molotov off the wall. Very important that you expect that any T's might push through your Molotov, and that doesn't happen because the T's also throw a counter defensive Molotov, which allowed him to spam the wall. And now he is going to fall back here. He still has a flash left, and he's going to be jiggle peeking for info. He's going to time this flash for the end of the Molotov, so any T's behind the Molotov is going to get punished. However, nobody was there. Here's a round where you're going to see Rain shut down Complexity's fast Cave take, and he's going to be able to put this Molotov here, which is going to do a lot of work onto the two players here. Another thing you have to expect as the Cave player is that the T's will smoke you off at the start of the round, and the smoke is going to land and bloom before you can even get inside Cave as shown here. T's will use this smoke in order to possibly cross into heaven very fast in order to take mid control. Depending on how the T's throw this smoke here, if it extends out, it's going to give full cover for the T's left and right side, whether that be B or towards mid, preventing the Cave player Rain to spot either sides. The main counter to this play from the CT Cave player is to spam that smoke as the T's run across towards heaven, which Rain tags that player to red. In higher play, you do have to be careful of the T's breaking that smoke and flashing into Cave. Here is the second phase, second stage that I talked about earlier, where Rain was jiggle peeking from that doorway with a smoke. Besides thinking about utility, guys, when Rain is pushed up, the other impact and factor that you have to think about when falling back from the first stage here to the second stage of cave near the doorway is, do I have more than one teammate on B? How is my teammate playing? Is he playing passive? Is he playing retake? Should I come back and help him in case the T's do execute, which happens here? All that is going to come into play whether Rain should be pushed up into the cheetah area and at what timing and position should he fall back. Rain does start the majority of rounds inside cave. That's not an issue with FaZe clan if you think about trying to expose them and think that, oh, we just have Kerrigan to deal with on the B site. But that's not always the case because they will sometimes bring over a third player to help out Kerrigan while Rain is inside cave. Now, however guys, that's not the case if you're playing Premier Matchmaking or Face It. That might not work out because it's most simply that you guys are playing a standard 2-1-2, so you might need to start in B to help out your B teammate if the enemy picks up that you're always starting off cave. As a cave player, you also need to note that the T's can come from mid, so up towards the boxes from heaven. So you can see here, Rain tries to hold onto his smoke as long as he can, and you're going to see that he loses this duel. One of the most annoying things to deal with from the T's perspective on Ancient against a cave player is when they do this wall bang here. So set up to where the T's can't rush you with the utility, and then you're going to see Rain does this wall bang, which does massive damage onto the NIP players. Just be careful about your reload timing here. If you do have this left side lane smoke up, you can jump on top of these wood boards and then you could go aggro with it. I'm going to give you another look and position where you could play mid round. So Rain is actually going to re-aggress inside cave and play on this left of the doorway inside cave. I don't see Rain playing this position often on Ancient CT side, but if you want to add it into your repertoire, you can definitely can. Another position is this off angle inside cave, but every time I've seen Rain play it, he gets only one and traded out. What you could do is if you do manage to be able to take full lane, cat, and B door control, you could go ahead and position yourself inside this doorway here. And by doing so, you could be able to get information and help out on both sides, whether that be towards mid or down towards B. Now, by chance, if you're able to get your AWPer into this position, it is super strong. If you want to make an aggressive peek down towards lane, you need to have one of your teammates flash for you from B site, which I'll show here in a second. This is the most common flash used in the pro scene, where you throw a flash up here and the flash is going to land behind the wall, not affecting your teammates pushing out towards cave. So this flash only covers towards the B and bottom banana side. So T's that come out elbow could spot you pushing out of cave. So that's why sometimes you'll see the mid player throw this flash, which is going to affect any T's pushing out mid. If you pair those two flashes up with a B door smoke, you could have two of your teammates rush out cave here towards lane and contest this area. Another aggressive play that you can make is you're going to see Kerrigan mid-round call for the banana aggression. So what would happen is him and Rain are just going to contact down banana. They are going to look for info, which they get plenty of right here. This type of aggression play, what you just saw here, is very common in the pro scene. So I discussed one way of doing the second stage phase of defense earlier. Here is another way that you could do so, where you have the CT setup as shown here. Note, Rain only has 45 HP. So he would have won this duel if he had 100 HP, but that's okay. Twist is going to go unnoticed and he's going to get this double frag here for the trades. Another setup you can use inside cave is being up close rifler and then having your AWPer hold from the doorway. Your AWPer is the bait and then you are the switch. Let's talk about if the T's are doing a early B execute towards banana or if they're rushing up B. What is your protocol if you're inside up cave like this? If you're far away from the entrance and the T's smoke you off, you're not going to run through the smoke. Instead, you are going to spam that wood wall. Here we don't see the smoke up and Rain is going to help out and he is going to get a wall bang here. If you don't have one of your mid teammates pushing up on towards heaven to watch lane, then you do have to worry about that lurk. Here's a round where Heroic do rush up banana and Rain gets smoked out, and so the only thing that you can do in this scenario is to wallbang onto the B site. If your timing and positioning was right when this happened, you possibly could throw a defensive smoke outside of cave towards B site to give you cover to run out with a flash. Here's Rain trying to make a heroic play, but does not work out for him. If the T's don't throw anything towards cave and you have good timing and positioning, we're actually going to see Rain rush out of cave to help defend the B site against this banana rush. If I had to give a summary as a cave player, you're using your utility early on to slow down the push up to the cave control by the T's. Then the second phase stage of attack, you would fall back towards this doorway here and you would jiggle peek, or you could fall into a cave setup with your teammate, or even a grass down banana. There are aggro plays that you could do at the start of the round that would require some teamwork as well as utility thrown from your teammates. What pro player do you want me to analyze next? What map, what role, what position? Let me know down below in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more CS2 Pro guides.